1,000 years will give you such a crick in the neck.
Welcome to the channel. It's time to take a trip to Agrabah and talk about Aladdin. And I always find this interesting because there's a little intro with the guy who rubs the lamp and throws the stars in the sky. And then we meet Jafar, the villain first, who's looking for this lamp in the Cave of Wonders. And he sends a henchman, basically, who disappears into the Cave of Wonders. And the Cave of Wonders says, "He who shall be worthy." And of course, it doesn't tell him who is worthy. And then Jafar goes on this mission to find the worthy one. And then we're introduced to Aladdin, who is they quote unquote say street rat in this film. And he's basically being hunted for shoplifting a loaf of bread because he wants to eat. And he's got this little monkey named Abu, and they make a good pair. Aladdin, as much as he wants to take care of himself, really values the friendship of this monkey. Because deep down, the only reason Aladdin is doing what he's doing is because he has to eat. And it's a really sweet thing because they actually get away with the loaf of bread after a music montage and so on and so forth. And they see these two kids rummaging through the garbage and they give up their bread for them so they can eat. And this is a continuing pattern as he has to do this every day. The next day it's a melon and they do have that for breakfast. And then we're introduced to Princess Jasmine and the Sultan. And Jasmine has like 3 days before her next birthday, which according to the law says she has to be married by, which I don't know why that was an arbitrary date. And then it's revealed that Jafar is the advisor to the Sultan on top of everything else while he's looking for this lamp. And Jafar has this magical staff that he uses to manipulate the Sultan, who is quite I won't say simpleton, but yeah, simpleton. And Jafar gets the ring that the Sultan's wearing, which is like a blue sapphire diamond, and uses the staff to take it from the Sultan to figure out who is the chosen one that is allowed into the Cave of Wonders. And if you're enjoying this content, please like and subscribe. And he finds out that it's Aladdin, and Princess Jasmine keeps rejecting suitor after suitor to the point where one of them says, "Good luck marrying her off." And so she goes out into the market because she's never been outside the palace walls and she feels trapped by her lifestyle. So she goes out as a commoner and Aladdin gets caught doing his daily routine, and Jasmine tells the guards to unhand her at the behest of the princess. And then he says, "Oh, I'm just taking orders from Jafar." So he gets locked away. And of course, Jafar, rather, says that Aladdin is gone. Then he goes and dresses himself up as this old man because he knows about the lamp. And Aladdin's the only one that can get to it in the Cave of Wonders. And he entices him with riches beyond his wildest dreams. And Abu touches the lute, which upsets the Cave of Wonders. And Aladdin has the lamp in his hand, and Jafar is trying to take him out, and he doesn't succeed. And Aladdin is stuck in this Cave of Wonders as he believes there's no way out. But Abu took the lamp from Jafar, and Jafar is really upset because that was the whole point to him being in the cave, going to the Cave of Wonders. And along the way, they meet this magic carpet, and he realizes Aladdin does that he can communicate with this magic carpet. And he then says, "We're looking for this lamp," and it's pretty beat up and pretty basic. And he rubs on it, and the genie comes out, and he does the whole song and dance of "You never met a friend like me." And as well, he explains that he gets 3 wishes, but he can't do certain things with the wishes. And Aladdin's kind of confused because he doesn't think that the genie can get him out of the cave, even get him out of the Cave of Wonders. And so Genie does that, and he's like, "You get 2 wishes." And Aladdin's like, "I've never wished to get out of a cave. You did that on your own." And he says, "Okay, well, you get that one for free, but no more freebies." So Aladdin comes up with the idea that in order to win Jasmine, he has to be a prince. And so the genie turns him into a prince, but he then puts on a show which absolutely pushes Jasmine away. She doesn't like it. She thinks he's showing off like everybody else. Again, subscribe to the channel, everybody. And, Jasmine was not impressed, and she thinks that Jafar and her dad and Aladdin are all trying to make her a prize. So as the story goes on, Jasmine finds out that Aladdin is the street rat from before after the whole new world montage, and she's like, "Do you think I wouldn't figure it out?" And he's like, "No, I just didn't think." Basically saying I didn't think I was good enough. And so he pretends that he was a commoner or he was a prince pretending to be a commoner just to escape the city, which isn't true, which comes into play later because Aladdin then gets kidnapped by Jafar and he gets thrown into the ocean. And then the genie comes out of the lamp because Aladdin managed to rub it with his hand, and then Genie saved him. So he goes back to Jafar and he tells the Sultan that he's being controlled with the staff. So he breaks it, and then they go on the hunt for Jafar. And then Aladdin and the genie have an argument, and Aladdin loses the lamp to Jafar after Jafar escapes to the royal guards. And then Jafar wishes to be Sultan, and then after that, he decides because Jasmine wouldn't yield to his advances that he wanted to be a sorcerer so he could punish her and her father, as well as, just basically control them. And Jafar thinks he's smart because now he's the Sultan and he's got Iago, and Iago, because the Sultan made him eat a bunch of crackers, is doing the same thing to the Sultan. And he's now the sorcerer. So he sends Aladdin to the ends of the earth, but he sends him with Abu and the carpet. So he frees the carpet after being stuck under one of the poles of the old castle, and they head back to Agrabah. And he sneaks back into the palace to battle Jafar, and Jafar's like, "How many times do I have to get ready?" Because he's frustrated at this point. So battle ensues, and then Aladdin, because he's thinking fast on his feet, is like some all powerful sorcerer. No matter what you do, you'll always be second best. The genie will always be more powerful than you. And by this time, Jafar is in his snake form, and he says, "Genie, I've decided to make my third wish." After the wish to have Jasmine fall in love with him fails, and he's like, "I want to be the most powerful genie in the world." And he goes and frees Jasmine from her capture. And then she goes, "What did you do?" And he said, "Just trust me." And Jafar's like, "Yes, I can feel the power. I'm the most powerful being on the planet." And then he said, Aladdin looks up at him and he goes, "Jafar, aren't you forgetting something?" And then you get phenomenal cosmic power and itty bitty living space. And Aladdin still has one wish left. And the genie, even though he was promised his freedom by Aladdin, he is willing to sacrifice his freedom for Aladdin to become a prince again. But Aladdin, after talking to Jasmine, says, "I can't keep pretending I'm something I'm not." And then he frees the genie, and her father comes around and says, "You've proven yourself worthy, and from this day forward, the princess can marry whoever she wants." And therefore, they live happily ever after. Genie goes on his own adventure. And that's how the story ends. So until next time, may your ego come from a place that keeps you humble. I'm Mo Money. Mamba out.